I work in association of local government. My main duty is to look how we looks like after, not after 5 years, but after 20 years. And my feeling and my thought when I think about how we do national development plan and how we work with structural funds is my question is how to do and what exactly we have to do that our local companies become more stronger and become more efficient. And therefore, I will try to talk about innovation. But before I start my presentation, I also would like to do a short comment regarding Lithuania experience regarding PCP and PPI and stages. I think that maybe the answer is why is 3 stages, not just 2, because in Baltic countries we have the very strong Ministry of Finance, and we have very strong people who work with state aid rules. And many times when we in Latvia would like to do some investment projects, we would like to assist our entrepreneurs, we faced with problems that we can't do it because we have to do calculations which shows that exactly in this area we have market failure, and we always have to keep in mind that state assistance is not allowed, and we have to always do this feasibility study. And in fact, it asks a lot of time, it asks a lot of specific knowledge, for instance, cost-benefit analysis, and therefore, in many times, the people who deal with projects, they decide not to come for 2 stages, but to come for 3 stages. That no one will say that it's not correct and it's not right. But about the goal in why I think from my institution, from my side, I'm here, because the regional development in Latvia is very crucial right now, because we have new elected government, and new elected government decide that we have 119 municipalities right now, and the new government decided that after 2021 we will have only 35 municipalities. That means we have right now territorial administrative reform. And what does it mean? It means that we have to look how our country looks like after 10 years, because municipality is responsible about many duties, about social care, education, mobility, roads, and you know how much. And now is a time when we have to figure out how we should look on innovation and also on not just only innovative procurement as process, but how to buy innovation. And why I would like to say innovation, I think it's very important, because we have to keep talents in regions, and we have to keep our talents in our country, because what I feel in my family is a very, very, very professional scientist, biologic, and he moved to Denmark because the salary is more high than in Latvia, and also we faced with problems that we are a small country, our internal market is very small, and our companies can't give so big business field for scientists, and scientists say, because I have to stay in Latvia, I better to move to Germany or Denmark or some other country. Therefore, I think the innovation and support from public side is very important. And because without innovation, it will be a problem. About innovation ecosystem, I hear that when I receive invitation to come here, in fact, I'm a little bit confused, because what does it mean, innovation? And in Latvia, innovation is is strategic point. We talk about how to facilitate innovation in our economy, how to become more productive. We talk about many discussions we have about the digital economy and how we have to digitalize all things. But it's fact about innovation ecosystem in Latvia, and also in money terms, in all these persons and these players have structural funds money, but the question how it helps to develop innovation. And regarding small businesses, I would like to mention that Ministry of Economy is a responsible ministry about business, and in fact, they have a lot of financing sources. They have technology transfer centers. They have competence. They have business incubators. They have financial instruments. They have business angel. And I could continue. And in fact, it says that for entrepreneurs, we have money. Just please go apply for Latvian Investment Development Agency or Ministry of Economy, and you will receive structural funds money. You will be able to go up. But in fact, the problem is that what I see from my personal perspective is that situation shows the figure different. It's only 10% from total small medium enterprise have this financial muscle and have possibility to grow up. But many of times face with problems that they apply for money, they receive, for instance, technology transfer money, but they have to adapt and use this new invention, new service, new products in Latvia economy, because you have to test, and it asks a lot of time and it asks a lot of resource. And therefore, I think as public sector, from this point of view, I think it's very important that public sector ministries and municipalities would order to do this PCP or PPI. And also barriers, what I think is, in my mind, when we talk about PCP or PPI, it's good to hear that you have projects, but I have always a question about the money and about the process, because we have the budgetary framework, and in Latvia we have fiscal discipline rules. That mean we always struggle with money. And when I work with scientists, many scientific groups, I hear that in fundamental research or industrial research is very important to get the feeling that after 10 years, when the structural, not 10, after 2 years, when structural funds will be used, I will have public investment project financing, and I will be able to continue my research. And this is a question, how the innovation could develop and how we could, before we start this PCP and PPI. And therefore, I would like to, in my attention, to put on value for money, and it's my personal experience. And when I talk about how we could change our economy and how we could keep our talents, how we could keep our companies in regions, I always would like to look on value for money, how much and how we spend our money. For instance, we have venture capital fund, and we have from government side, from Ministry of Economy, we have very good. That's no that we have to do a lot of things. Such venture capital becomes stronger, and we put a lot of money. We have venture capital totally. We have 105 million euros, where 75 million euros come from Europe Structural Fund. And my question is always in such innovation field is is it good, or maybe we could use PPI or PCP, and maybe we could win more just venture capital. Therefore, why I ask you? It's because we are different, and we have different assistance instruments for entrepreneurship, we have for innovation, for academic stuff, but no one do value for money analyze when we talk about these all instruments together. And also about the leverage of private financing, it is a question what I met in real life is the cost of private financing, because private financing is more expensive than public financing. This is also a question how it's. Now about real projects. Digital economy is our strategic goal, number one. And right now we have National Development Plan, and digital economy is our priority. And our Latvian state enterprises, Latvian state-owned enterprises also have this aim of digitalization, and our enterprises work on that. What is this sound? Okay. And right now I would like to little bit describe you our real project, our state-owned company, which is joint stock company, Latvia State Forest. And this company did innovation procurement PCP, and their start, the idea is development of transport logistic optimization model. And this model includes how to improve traffic routes, how to calculate condition of timber tracks, how to calculate warehouse stock, a lot of things together. And the idea is to become more and more efficient. And because Latvia's forest company is, from regional perspective, is very important for Latvian economy, because you see the shares, and we usually say that Latvia's green gold is our forests, and if you look on our job, how important forestry in our economy. That means that around 18,000 people work in forestry industry, and also this primary wood and timber, which come from Latvia state company, is very important main raw material. Export trend, which shows, and also this slide shows the idea of project. The company try to become more cost effective and do innovation by themselves. Then they try to reduce timber track kilometers, and they manage start from 188 to 150, but they also see that they could improve this till 240, and they calculated that 1 kilometers which truck driver not drive during 1 year do savings 300,000 euros. And they right now they do PCP, and right now they are in the prototype stage, when they have selected 2 bidders, and they try to find this optimal model, how to do this reducing, and how to combine in this optimal model all this mining was this as warehouses and truck drivers and road conditions and so on. Also about contribution, why they could do this PCP. What I found by myself is that they could do because they have money, and my attitude is, my feeling is that in Latvia case, innovation driver would be state-owned enterprises, because they have money, they have knowledge, and they have possibility to do specific specification, and they know exactly what they would like to get. in Latvia's valsts measure story, they do this PCP, the first two stages, which means this concept stage and analyze first stage, they do by themselves, and they find possibility to reduce cost, and after that they launch a project and try to look on the market how many companies are interested to do this model with them together. And my feeling is that just state-owned enterprises, which is look on a long perspective, not just only for profit on 2 or 3 years, as do venture capital investor. It's one of the best solutions for Latvia. Purchase of innovation in municipalities, and there I would like to put attention that it's not so easy, because each municipality would like to do projects which is socially important and would be economically feasible, but the question is also about the law on prevention of waste of the financial resources and property, and it's always a tricky question also from state control office, which come to municipalities, and this obligation is to control financing resources, how it's used and how efficient it's used. And from municipal perspective, I would like to say that PCP is very high risk procurement, because you have to assess this risk and you have to show the State Control Office, to Ministry of Finance, that you really believe on this idea. And it's in real life it shows that I would better to say no than to do PCP. But what I think what municipality could do is PPI. It's no problem, but it's not the solution for Latvia. The talent will stay in region, because only PCP could be the solution for us. PPI, yes, PPI works, and I will show you in next slides a project where we have PPI projects. That means it's now risky. We know what we would like to buy, and we buy it. But my feeling is that I really would be happy to develop such a fund in Latvia. I heard that similar fund exists in Canada. When Canada state provides special fund for PCP, for municipalities, for line ministries, with purpose to develop entrepreneurship of small enterprises, startups in regions. Yes. Next one, and objectives, what I say about value for money. I would like to stress, because I will not read all my presentation, just I will do a short remark. What I really would like to say about value for money is also in real life. What I did with my Jelgava city is that it's in each phase in PCP, it's cost a lot of money. In the first phase, when you have this concept level, or you just do calculation how much it's approximately cost, it's not ask a lot of money, but in prototype level or in original product level, it asks a lot of money. And in Jelgava's case, I will show you the next one about the smart city concept in Jelgava city. They start with PPI, and they really wanted to continue project and start with PCP, and they find that in the beginning, in definition, in concept stage, it asks only 10,000 euros. It's okay, municipality can do it. The next stage, they have to put on paper how this solution would look like, and how it cost, and how many alternatives exist. It costs around 20,000. It's okay. But prototype level cost 2 million euros, and all things is stopped. And therefore, I think for municipalities, we in Jelgava city, I have slides which demonstrate how much municipality did and how it's look like. They have municipal operative information center. They have daily accident statistics. They have smart information flow. They have a smart sensor network. But they, unfortunately, they can't combine all the system together and do next step, which would be PCP, because all this project is implemented under Interreg project as a PPI. This project is not PCP, but Jelgava city would like to move on next stage, on next level, and do PCP. And there is a problem how to put all these things together, and it asks a lot of money. Also about a very interesting project in Vidzeme region, mobility, accessibility, and innovation. This is absolutely new project. It's also funded by Interreg project. And the idea is to improve to accessibility of mobility service in remote, rural areas and regions affected by demographic change, and to improve the capacity of transport service provider. And this project is one, but it would be multiplied by in different Latvian regions, because the problems that we have remote regions and people move to cities, I think it's a common problem in many countries and in Latvia. And what we see is that right now we have money, and this is PCP in the first, not the first, but it's a second phase, when it's chose for private companies who are interested to come together with Vidzemes planning region and to develop such a model. But the question is what happens after 2 years, what happened with adoption, because no one knows how we finance this adoption phase. And there is a question about what is happening in previous discussions about innovation is one, but adoption is second, and also is very important issue. And if we look on municipal side, that we have Interreg project, which shows very good results. We have structural fund project, and we have a PPI, and we have some short idea, small idea to start PCP, but always the question, what happened after 2 years when structural fund will finished, and how we will do this adoption, and who will finance it, and what happened if the Ministry of Finance will find that municipality use more money than it's provided in calculations 2 years before. And therefore, I think that still that state-owned enterprise is one of the main player in innovation procurement. Innovation and project cycle is who will coordinate and how develop innovation culture in long term, because innovation doesn't appear by chance. We have to put attention, and we have to put a lot of sources inside for academic staff and on for small medium enterprises, and who will do it and how to combine it all together is a big question to me. And yes, and I think the only state capital companies have sufficient financial resources to do innovation, and there will not be problem with adoption. Municipalities have limited financial sources, and still we have Interreg projects and budgetary limits and fiscal rules, because for municipalities it's difficult to apply for a loan in state treasury. It's always a question of fiscal discipline, and but municipality have positive effect on collaboration, on creativity, in region. Therefore, my solution would be that in Latvia case, we have to do the same as Canada do, but unfortunately we haven't money enough to do a special fund for innovation where municipality could apply, and such fund board would evaluate the innovation and would say yes, it's real innovative and will do very good savings and would be very effective. Maybe some no, but without assistance will be different to talk about regional development and innovation in a region. I'm not talking about state-owned enterprises. No, there will be innovation. But the question how Latvia look like after, I say, 20 years is a question. Thank you.